Hello and welcome to their First Impressions video brought to you by MMO Play. Today we're taking a look at a free-to-play browser-based strategy game called Pardus. This is an exploration sci-fi strategy style game, free-to-play, and we're going to go and look at some of the basics, the intro, not getting too much depth because the gameplay is fairly slow early on and kind of in-depth in terms of the tutorial. Basically there's going to be a lot of reading, a lot of clicking, and figuring things out. The interface, it takes a little bit of work to figure out what you're doing. It's not no audio, no editing. Or what you hear is what I'm getting. There's no music, no anything right now. So basically I'm looking through the interface right now, and then I'm going to go to the nav screen, and then the quest is towards the right. It'll show me what I'm actively doing. Hit the next button after you've figured out what you want to do. And then next. You go through, eventually get to the point where you're going through a new activity. It's just showing you some basics. So I can set my different setups. Like right now, I can make it so I can automatically defend myself by shooting missiles if someone attacks me. I can make it so I could sit there and not do that. I could go through all those different options. So right now, what I'm planning to do is leave the station, and then I can go ahead and start exploring. After selecting my ship, I'm going to go through here. There is no drag and drop. You can see what happens when you try to drag. It'll actually pull parts of the screen with you. Don't do it. This is a browser-based game, after all. And what you're doing now is going through it and looking for resources. In this case, what I was actually going to try to do is get fuel. Fuel is gathered in the black areas of space, the empty parts of space. This is actually not fuel, this is a gas cloud, which I can get back to later. Right now I don't have the equipment, and I'm also not on the appropriate quest. So we need to go to some of this black area, and towards the left of my screen, there'll be commands. I can choose right now to refuel, which means I have to take fuel that's in my cargo bay and put it into my ship, or I can gather fuel. Gathering fuel will cost some time. It does use an energy type system for time. When you run out, you can't do anything else for a little while. It's basically a turn-based style game, although you come up with a lot of turns in the beginning. You do not need to go to any of these stars or anything. Just I was reading through, trying to figure it out. Like I said, there's a lot of reading early on. A lot. There's not much in the interface to teach you what's going on. When you go to an area and you gather a material, you click above the top of my screen here. It'll say what I've gathered. So I've gathered 1 fuel. Come over here, gather some more. My cargo bay is now full. Go on to the next quest. Next quest is going to have me return to base. I did not see a mini-map, so I have to basically figure out where I'm going and head back. So is my sense of direction any good? I think I was not here. So you can tell I was trying to drag to move around the map to figure out where I was at. That wasn't an option. This dark blue area is debris of some kind. I can't go into there. It's basically a zone wall. Grab some more fuel. Go over this way. I think maybe if I wasn't up there, it must have been below in this area. There is the ship. Or the station. So I head back to the station, and in here I have new commands. I can go in and trade. I can also repair if need be. I can dock, which case doesn't do me any good right now, but there are other options later on. Eventually you can go ahead and craft buildings. Looks like there's combat involved. This is one of those games that seems to have a decent amount of depth eventually, but it starts off very slow. So I guess I get the impressions of kind of almost the pacing of Eve, where it just starts off very, very slowly and picks up over time. Also, with a browser-based sci-fi strategy game, there's actually a lot of stuff going on. Right now, the only thing I have to trade, number available, is my hydrogen fuel. You can see the station is accepting fuel. It has the minimum it needs, the maximum it'll take. It shows the price, and you can just go through and trade resources like this. So what I actually have right now is 40 fuel to go ahead and give up, and I'll get 30-ish resources each. And my next step in my quest is to go through and gather so I get 1,000. After I've gotten 1,000, my mission will update. So I went out and explored for a little while, got 3 cargo bays full of fuel, traded it in. I have enough resources now to go ahead and buy a mining laser. So you go to the station, Go shop for some weapons. I'm buying a mining laser. It costs 1,000. I can now go and gather more different types of materials. In this case, I can gather gas and energy. Energy, it looks like the station does not want any. You get that from the blue stuff. The gas, those red clouds. As you go, you'll just keep unlocking new equipment and come up with new options and more ways to get involved in the game. It is a slow burner. It does look like it takes some time to get into. If I could check it out, it's available for free. If you like the content, stay tuned more for MMO Play. I'm going to go get some gas.